Ding, 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 ding. Well, it is 7:30. I'm Sergey Brown. Welcome to TCSM Live. That stands for, of course, the Clear Skies Movement. You know what's interesting is that Marjorie Taylor Greene was talking today about her Clear Skies bill that she's putting out, the Clear Skies bill. Does that sound awfully familiar? I've only been emailing and calling her office for 3 months. Maybe it's me.
You rubbed off on her.
I think I did. I'm going to turn my ears up a little bit more. Well, so we've got a fairly decent week going when it comes to weather. But first, before we get into any of that, baby, who do we have in the chat?
Well, we have Christy, Babushka, LaShawn, Human Being.
Hola.
Mary Magma.
Tex Mexicana.
Yeah, they're all here. All our favorites.
I'm telling you, it is just we at least we've got that. We had, let's see, we've been going up. When we first started it, we were doing about 200 or so a night.
Yeah, it was a few a night.
It was a handful. And then we got to a couple hundred, and then 300, and then 400, 500, 600 a night last week. And then last night we had 700 and...
No, 800.
800, yeah, 800 and some viewers. We've been up to 1,500. Remember the night we went on late for our breaking news?
The one that wasn't planned had the most viewers. Maybe we shouldn't plan.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't plan shit.
So that makes for a great intro. I'm just going to get right into it because, well, we've got a lot to cover tonight. I'm going to talk about the sky games that have begun because over the next hour, I'm going to dive into what's happening in our skies, who's profiting from it, and how it's harming your health, and how you can fight back. We're going to unpack the, as of yet unnamed Gulf storm. The Gulf of America, that is, expose the lie that cloud seeding isn't geoengineering. It's not weather modification, baby. It's cloud seeding. Yeah, they just seed the clouds. So that's going to trace the money behind the weather warfare and highlights counties across America that are going to be taking action. It is a packed show, and you'll want to stay until the end. That's kind of how I say, go ahead and just, it's like those videos that they do. Oh, wait till the end. Wait till you see what they do at the end.
Yeah, like you'll get to know what to do for your health at the end. And
exactly.
Join my...
And then it's just like, wait, there was nothing there. But there was going to be something here for us because the war for the sky isn't a theory. It is theater. This week, the sky is a stage for something, well, scripted. In 7 days, we've seen floods in Texas, Vermont, Florida, New Mexico, Oklahoma, Washington, D.C., New Jersey, Philadelphia. Wildfires. There's wildfires all over, but I was just reading that the Grand Canyon Lodge, the famous lodge there, burnt down.
Oh.
Yep. And the tropical depression or the tropical disturbance, there any number of levels in the Gulf of America. And of course, the heat dome that is searing us out here in the West. But what was our temperature today?
Gosh, I don't know. High 90s, I think.
Yeah, there we go. So we've had a couple of triple digit days, and now we're into the high 90s. So I'm thinking that... I really think that there's going to be a lot more damage that's coming from all this hot weather. They're using this heat dome, to keep those storms going in the south and all across the east there. I think that we're going to see some change so they can draw this storm in the Gulf of America up into Louisiana. That's not going to be good. God, I love that damn city. So stick with us. The weather weaponized, and tonight we're going to, again, prove it. Now, I'm just curious, in the chat, can you guys drop the strangest weather that you've seen this week personally? Has there been some odd or peculiar things going on? Because we've had some, this morning we had like the weirdest cloud I mean, it just came over and sealed the entire.
Out of nowhere, and now it's gone.
And now it's gone. Bang. Out. There we go.
Nicole says South Carolina has been getting hit hard, especially in the past few days.
Oh,
and today.
Yeah, is that well? That, I mean, that can't be the remnants of Chantel. That's got to be this new disturbance that's crossing over Florida, and it's probably driving, because I know that the low pressure just kind of made it onto land, I think, this morning, and so it's got to be dropping a whole bunch of rain up there in the Carolinas, which is unfortunate.
It can't be a joke. Just wrote, "Hello all, I live in New England. Check our page and join the TCM Massachusetts chapter."
There we go. Now, I want to let you know that it can't be a joke. ICABJ, they are going to be on the show. I think... I got to check my calendar, but tell everybody in the chat when you're going to be on the show, and go check out their page and check out their podcast. I was watching it the other day. I don't have a lot of time, but I just kind of stepped out and watched it a little bit and had a lot of fun. So I think it's going to be a great show when they are on it. And let's see, who else, babe? Who else do we have there?
They're all welcoming the Massachusetts.
Yeah. Oh, it looks like Nicole just said. He just said what we're thinking about Dexter hitting us. That's exactly right, and it's going to be Dexter. I have no doubt. That Gulf water is like 90 some degrees. It's bath water. I'll tell you. I have lived in California, in Mexico. I've lived in the Caribbean. I've lived, baby, where else? Florida, right, and Hawaii. That's what I was trying to think of. Alaska, of course, but I wouldn't say that water is anything to compare to anything. That's some cold water up there. The Gulf of Mexico, or the Gulf of America now, that's the best water on the planet. It's bathtub water. Mm. I could be wrong. I'm not, but I could be.
Babushka is talking about the big ominous black uni cloud brings in fierce 3-minute storms, knocks over everything, then it disappears.
Oh wow, yeah,
that's an interesting cloud.
And it's those real long clouds too. I mean, they stretch from state to state. I mean, it's so hard when you're my age, right? I'm in my 60s, early 60s. I'm 61. I've never seen weather like this. Dawn's prompting me to go faster, but yeah, I told her tonight it's just going to be kind of
lazy day.
Yeah, but when I was young, growing up all the way until I was 50, we never had clouds like this. It's just
no, never.
So here we go. I am going to start talking about the weather, because we have got fires, floods, storms with, they're not naming it yet, but it's going to be named Dexter. So let's dive into the weather war zone tearing across America. So far this month, we have had 4, count them, 4, uno, dos, tres, 4. We have had 4 once in 1,000-year floods happen in under a week, a statistical anomaly that defies the natural odds. In Vermont, 8 inches of rain fell in 24 hours on July 10th. It submerged roads, homes, and Chittenden County. Texas has been facing relentless downpours, with Houston now recording 12 inches of rain over 3 days, flooding 1,500 homes. The Florida Panhandle saw neighbors underwater from a low-pressure system that stalled for 48 hours. These aren't random storms. Rather, they show beguiling symmetry. Baby, you see that word I popped out? Beguiling? On radar, with rain bands parked like they're on a leash. Meanwhile, the West is ablaze. A wildfire near the Grand Canyon, like we talked about, North Rim, exploded on July 12th, consuming 12,000 acres in 13 hours. We've got storms that are firestorms now up here. So locals reported winds shifting abruptly, reaching 45 miles an hour, defying NOAA's forecasts for calmer conditions. Firefighters called this spread unprecedented. Firefighters would know that's what they do, is fight fires, with flames jumping ridges faster than any model has predicted. The heat dome over Arizona and Nevada isn't helping. Phoenix hit 117 degrees yesterday, a record high, while power grids strained under the demand. All of this terrible weather, though, is excellent for the power companies, don't you think? They're making money hand over fist. Baby, how many times or when was the last time our rates went down?
Yeah, that's comical.
That's right. Our rates never go down for anything. I heard an analyst saying that food prices are the best they've been in a long time, and I thought they still haven't gone down. What do you mean they're best? They haven't been.
Yeah.
The rise of the food prices.
They stopped rising.
Yeah, they. But have they? I mean,
two bags of food today, $125.
It's crazy. It's insane. Absolutely insane. I mean, cold cuts and cheese, and all of a sudden you're at $125.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Moving on.
That we've got the big show, of course, is down in. I'm gonna share this screen there. So we've got the big show down here in the Gulf. We'll wait until this guy's done talking. Here we go. We've got the models are showing that it's going to come down here and go up to New Orleans. We've got one crazy hair that goes up like that. And I think I always like to call those the hope models. It's just like, oh, yeah, no, it's not going to do anything. If it stays on land, it won't do anything, but it's not. So it is called Invest 93L in the Gulf of America, and it is tightening its bands and 50-mile-an-hour sustained winds. Hurricane traits, yes. And yet NOAA refuses to name it. I'm sure that they will once it gets to a certain designation. Satellite imagery reveals concentric rotation with deep convection patterns that scream manipulations. Why no name? Why no warnings? I mean, really, that's what I wanted. They really should be taking a lot of caution, especially as wet as it has been down in the South now. You know what we've seen happen. So I'm pretty sure that. I mean, what do you guys think of the chat? Do you think that this is going to turn into a tropical storm Dexter? Baby, what are they saying over there in the chat?
Lori Holmes says people are definitely noticing that the weather is not normal.
It really isn't normal. You know what's amazing to me is you would think that the Trump administration would say, you know what? Because Donald Trump has been probably the best I've ever seen in queuing in on what his voters want. They deny this. It's insane. What are they saying over in the chat, babe?
Dan, aka Brad Pitt, asked me how I found
Welcome back.
Asked me how I found out while at work. I passed a NOAA station and took photographs and researched their equipment. And then he wrote, I firmly believe the equipment at NOAA stations and their usage is a partial lie. Also, the NEXRAD station does not show on radar at all.
No, because they're weapons. You don't want your weapons, sitting out there in the middle of nowhere, or sitting out there in front of everybody, so they can protest at them. They can, identify them. See what I did there? I winked, baby. Like, if somebody wanted to. I'm not even going to go there. So compare this to history. Texas, as we said, has seen now, since the beginning of the year, they've seen 5 1-in-1,000 year floods. They had 4 of those in under a week. The odds of that happening are less than 0.0001%. That is infinitesimal. Meteorologist, however, Dr. Jane Holt, quoted in Weather Weekly on July 13th, called it a fluke. That's what it is. It's a fluke. It's not really weather manipulation. It's cloud seeding. But radar loops show storms stalling over specific counties, defying natural jet stream patterns. In 2023, a leaked NOAA memo obtained by FOIA described targeted precipitation enhancement in Texas. Do you think that's coincidence? I don't. I really do not think that there are any coincidences anymore. Can we just have a moment of sanity amongst those who study the weather and let them call it what it is? Geoengineering, right? This is weather warfare. The patterns are too precise, and the timing is far too convenient. I'm curious, baby. Do you think that it's coincidence that that NOAA has all of these internal memos saying that they do this targeted precipitation in Texas, and then it floods like crazy? Do you think that's coincidence, or do you think they're actually doing something?
I think they're playing.
I think they are. I think they're playing God, and there's only one of us that gets to play that.
No. Moving on, sir.
So I'm just leaving this loop up so you guys can get a good idea of that disturbance, because mark my words, this is going to be bigger than they thought. That's what I think. You guys can call me on it next week after we see what happens. But really, I don't think it's going to be the lackluster storm that they're kind of playing it to be.
Christy says Hammond, 3.5 miles from the next rad. They're going to use it to bring it in.
Yeah, that's what I think. That's exactly what I think is going on. I'm trying to get better at reading the radar, but it looks like this storm was kind of sucked into the Gulf or pushed into the Gulf, but it really looked like it was sucked into into Florida and then over into the Gulf. And now it's kind of being pushed and drawn up, staying in that really warm water.
Where's Sue tonight? Everyone's asking.
Yeah, I don't know. I do not know, baby. But I thought I saw her earlier.
Nope.
Okay, well.
Derek said I posted a video and a still picture of the hurricane.
Yeah.
Earlier.
Exactly.
Gotta go see that.
The multiple part hurricane. We've got high pressure over by New Orleans, the low pressure over by Jacksonville, and then we've got the center part spinning out of control. I don't know.
Oh, there's Sue.
Oh, hi Sue. How we doing tonight?
Good. Been working on the state's graphics. LOL.
Yeah. Oh my God. So if you guys don't know, the Clear Skies movement now has all 50 states covered. We need very good moderators to help build each one of those states into powerhouse chapters. So if you live in any state in the U.S., find TCM, just type in TCSM, the Clear Skies Movement, TCSM, and then your state name. It will come up on X. And then all you have to do is join it. We'll check you out as a moderator. We'll get you in there, and we'll start doing your good work. That's how I look at it right there. Right, babe?
Dan says, AKA Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
He says, yeah, I'm not a good moderator. I refrain from cussing a lot. So do I, Dan.
Well, you got to love that. I'm telling you, if you can't cuss a little, what can you do? Uh-oh. I think my mouse just died. Hold on 1 second, babe. You can't have a show without a mouse, but fortunately, I have this doohickey.
Sue says systems do not move west over the peninsula of Florida. It is rare. And Jacksonville and Melbourne radars were down the past few days. Gee, what a coincidence.
Right? That is very, very strange. I like the word of coincidence because it would seem we're hearing it a lot anymore.
Right.
So we need to start talking about the human fallout, the geoengineering part of this.
The U.S. has been rocked by 4
this too.
1 in 1,000 year rainfall events in less than a week.
4 1 in 1,000 year rainfall events. That is crazy to have in 1 week, because there's events like Matthew, as we know here in the Carolinas, Florence, those were 1 in 1,000 year rainfall events, Helene. But to have me surrounded here, that would happen from July 3rd through the middle of this week, this is insane.
That is insane. You know what? Dawn was just saying that I played that last week. I actually played it yesterday. And the reason I played it again, and I edited it so it'd be just a little bit more interesting. The reason I played it again is because I don't think that people really understand how odd, how absolutely unbelievable it is to have these storms happen like that right after Rainmaker goes in and cloud seeds. And it's not just Rainmaker, but it's close. I mean, there's a whole bunch of states and counties are contracting with these companies. And not only are they flooding people out, what is happening is they are making a lot of money. It's all taxpayer money that goes to them. It's none of this is private money. Right. So we're paying for our loved ones to be washed away. We're paying for our property to be destroyed. We're paying for the government to literally murder us, and they call it coincidence.
I don't remember saying we could do that.
I didn't get the ballot to vote on this. Mm-mm. So the geoengineering war doesn't end in the sky. It hits your body. Wildfire smoke is choking communities. In Arizona, we'll have a little wildfire map up here. And look at that. So you guys remember that last night, hold on, let me pull that down there. Last night, we were at 1.2 million active acres, and we have grown by 300,000 active acres. So now we're at 1.5 million active fire acres. And I mean, look at this. It's crazy. Now, of course, Canada's on fire as well. This
is just the map of America's fires.
That's exactly right. So, I mean, and look at, poor Alaska. I was born in Alaska. I don't like to see this. So here we go. We're going to zoom in here. And I mean, the Northwest, now I'm right here in Idaho. We got fires all around us. Fortunately, it's not smoky like we talked the other day. So wildfire smoke is choking communities. In Arizona, like I was saying, Banner Health reported a 32% spike in respiratory ER visits from July 12th to the 14th, linked to the parts per million 2.5 levels hitting 160 points near the Grand Canyon fire. PM 2.5, that is fine particles smaller than 2.5 microns that penetrates your lungs, inflames your airways, and even crosses the blood-brain barrier, causing fatigue and cognitive issues. In Montana, July 2024 haze event led to a 25% increase in asthma-related pharmacy visits, and that's per the state health records. Floods are just as deadly. In Louisiana, post-flood mold outbreaks in the past, actually, I guess it was this past June, triggered a 20% rise in pediatric ER visits for respiratory distress, according to the Tulane Medical Center, and that's a great medical center. Mold produces mycotoxins, which can then cause headaches, dizziness, and even long-term neurological damage. A Baton Rouge family reported chronic coughs and memory fog after their home got flooded, forcing them to relocate. In Iowa, similar flooding led to a 15% uptick in allergy-related hospitalizations per the CDC. Heat domes are another killer. Let's take a look at this. Let's see what we have here. Oh, yeah. So this is mold blooms, and I want to show you this because brain fog, we've heard so much about cognitive disorders, brain fog, autism. When you are releasing molds by flooding and then heating an area, right? If these floods happen when they normally do in the spring or the winter, the fall, and right, all that cold weather keeps the mold spores down. When you do it in the summer, that's when you get the good mold spores going, and they grow like crazy.
That's awful.
It is. It's absolutely horrible. So the heat domes, as I was saying, are also killers. And July West Coast, we've got Los Angeles. ESM logged a 40% increase in heat stroke calls, with children and the elderly hit the hardest. Of course, we don't have any real numbers on the homeless population or the illegal aliens, because they don't count those unless they go to the ER. Outdoor workers like Nevada construction crews face dehydration rates 50% above normal. That is coming out of OSHA. Power outages compound the crisis, leaving low-income families without any way to cool themselves. I think that we're seeing a depopulation approach here. Let's get back to that fire map, because I like taking a look at that. So here we have the fires. Here we have the floods. And down here, we're going to be having Tropical Storm Dexter, or Tropical Depression, right? And the reason I mention this is either I am living in an alternate universe, or this weather is purposely being created to kill Americans. I'm blaming right out of the gate the administration. Well, I don't see any good coming out of Lee Zeldin from the EPA saying, oh, yes, by the way, we've denied it for 60 years, but now, yes, we do run geoengineering and weather modification, but it's okay. It's okay. And don't worry, because it's cloud seeding is not weather modification, and cloud seeding is not geoengineering. Of course it is, right? Climate change, really? I think it's deliberate climate disruption. Parts per million, 2.5 mycotoxins. This is insane, and we're going to have it here. Later this year, we're going to be mired in smoke here. The entire lower half of Idaho will be on fire, just like it was last year and the year before and the year before. We have fire seasons now.
Human beings and psychopaths have free reign.
They do. And at what point do we start to rethink our approach in holding our government accountable? We can't just sit on our couch anymore and expect our government to do the right thing. We've got to call, we've got to email, we have to show up, we have to express our dislike with those people who are running our country, who we elected to run our country. They get paid by our tax dollars, and our taxes keep going up and up and up and up and up. Our power bills keep going up and up and up and up and up. Our food bills keep going up and up and up and up and up. Well, you get the idea. Everything goes up. We suffer more. The more we pay, the more they can do to us. Take that home with you. Put that in your hopper. So, a 2024 study, Environmental Health Perspectives, linked long-term wildfire smoke exposure to a 10% increase in chronic lung disease. That's not just coughing here. That is, long-term lung disease that can literally hamper your life and can kill you. Mold exposure, per a 2023 NIH report, correlates with a 15% rise in neurological symptoms in flood zones. Sure, we can protect ourselves by wearing N95 masks during smoke events, seal windows, and use dehumidifiers in flood-prone areas to curb mold. For heat, we can stay hydrated and avoid the outdoors from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., 5 p.m., 7 p.m., but shouldn't there be a government investigation into all of this that's happening? I'm tired of the ridiculous pablum about filling the sky with toxins so we can protect humanity. It's just ridiculous.
Dan had a $1,500 electric bill, electric utility bill a few months ago.
What state, Dan, aka Brad Pitt? What state do you live in?
I thought it was Massachusetts.
Oh, Massachusetts. See, that's why you're the brains of the program.
I
here.
hope. Well, no, my brain's a little warm today.
Ding, 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 ding.
It's Nicole
Nebraska.
says Nebraska.
All right,
okay.
so there we
Dan.
go.
We're paying them to make us struggle financially, health, and every other way possible.
Oh, human being, I'm here waiting to pay my $300, $20 property tax on my vehicle. The key word is my, and our government has taken everything away. We no longer own anything. We rent our lives from our government. Who here among us, by a show of hands, thinks that we need to stop our government? Taxes need to completely go away. Maybe remember, I'm going to vote now. Who thinks that we need to stop all these? We're being taxed to death.
Christie's said my mortgage went up $200 a month because my homeowner's insurance went up.
Oh my God! And I just saw Dan, aka Brad Pitt, paying an extra $9,000 on his property tax. Who did Dan? Did you get a $9,000 raise? Right? No, of course not. The cost of everything goes up, and then the government comes in and they say you didn't pay your taxes, which are completely illegal.
Yeah,
and then we get to take your home, we get to take your car, we get to take your bank account, and then they take the kids. We'll take the kids because now you have no place to keep those kids, and suddenly the government becomes the ward, or the kids become the ward of the state. And they get churned into this, just take a little bit of a handout, go on welfare, don't work, don't make anything of yourself, only let the rich kids. I ain't no fortunate one, it ain't me, Lord, it ain't me, Lord, I ain't no senator son.
Oh my God, Lord help me. Pat says, I talk about this today. We had no taxes until 1913. Gosh, those were the days.
Yeah, you know what, Pat? You're exactly right. We've got an out of control government that thinks that they do not have to be transparent. Let's just look at the Epstein file, babe. I mean, look at what has been happening with Jeffrey Epstein and with Sean P. Diddy. Right? Here you have two government CIA-run operations. Of course, the Epstein operation was also run by Mossad, and I wouldn't doubt what the P. Diddy operation was run by Mossad. And I think that there's many more that we don't even know about. These are just two big ones that we know about. You don't lose 100,000 kids coming across the border. In a matter of months, the Biden administration lost them, never to be found. Have we ever found those kids? No. Those kids are put into slavery. They're used for body parts. They're used for sex slaves. Literally, it is the most reprehensible people on the planet. And that's our government. There you go. The United States government leading the way, leading the charge. We're going to make sure. And I like what Tom Holman's doing. Absolutely. And I'm not anti-Trump. Don't get me wrong. I'm just pissed because we're being blatantly lied to after they all guaranteed us that we're going to have transparency.
Yeah, Pat says Trump keeps doubling down about Epstein. I didn't vote for this.
Oh my God. Trump, I saw him a thing the other day. He said, are we still talking about Epstein? Yeah, we are. You know why? Because it is a government operation that took and leveraged the most deviant behavior. And I've heard stuff that literally will turn the strongest man's stomach. Horrific, and I mean nightmarish behavior of both Diddy and on Epstein Island. We're giving all those people a pass. They just cleared Andrew. We talked about this last night. Prince Andrew. right? Of the
Royal family.
royal family. Oh, he didn't have anything to do with it. Although we've got people that have identified him. They've got all the videos. They know he's guilty. But, that's $1 trillion family. So you can't really do anything to stop them. Maybe it's me, baby. But I think that we really should have a much better leash on our government. What are they saying in the chat?
Human Being says, I was down with Trump a while ago. Nothing about the millions dead from the shot. And he trotted out Larry Ellison and mRNA technology.
Right, exactly. We know that mRNA technology changes human DNA, and it is dragging a wrecking ball through fertility rates. And we're going to be talking more about that also. We are seeing the depopulation of our planet. We know what happens. I mean, 10 years, that's what they say. China's going to be gone in 10 years. They essentially did the same thing. They just did it the old-fashioned way by saying you can only have one kid. And this is what happens when you listen to the government. Don't. If I can tell you anything, do not listen to the government. You can take into account what they're saying. All right, that might work for me. But you can't base your life and base your decisions on it. When they say take a shot, that we know the inventor of the mRNA shot said, no, we can't be doing this. It's not there yet. But of course, and the other thing is, babe,
if you get the shot, you get a free burger. And
oh, you do. That's right.
You got. I remember that on the.
You got a free concert. Remember they were doing that. We're going to do a free concert if you get the shot. And then of course we saw the bendable needles, and we saw all of that. It was the biggest scam, and nobody has paid for it. Dr. Fauci, why isn't he in prison? And why isn't the rest of the NIH, why isn't the WHO completely defunded? Why are we putting up with this? I don't understand. Why did we allow Harvard and Bill Gates and the Soros family and the Rockefellers to fund this stuff? Just like they did, all the rich families. They went out and they found Adolf Hitler, an aspiring painter, and they said, you're maybe good at that, but with our money, you could be a ruler of the world.
I'm shocked that people don't. They still believe in the vaccine, and they still believe that those clouds up there are new clouds. They have new fun names.
Yeah, exactly. We got some. The Earth's created some new clouds.
We really got. I love when we meet someone who doesn't know, doesn't believe in it, and then they walk away going, "Gosh." Exactly. If we could just help one person to look up or think about what they're going to put in their body next.
I mean,
that's a win for me.
Yeah. Well, I'm telling you, I very much dislike the term "wake up."
Yeah.
People either have the ability to see what is really going on or they don't. There's no waking up. The people that see what's really going on, maybe they've taken a little time to decide that they want to do something about it. And that's okay, because these are very, life-changing decisions. My point is that there's going to be a large part of our population, maybe 40%, that will never be awake. They'll never be able to say, oh, that doesn't look right to me, because what we've done with the Department of Education, with fluoride in the water that dumbs people down, with the autism rates just skyrocketing.
And the jab is changing their DNAs.
And the jab's changing their DNAs. And pretty soon we're going to see, we're going to be living children of men, right? The Clive Owen movie, baby. Do you remember that? Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're all of a sudden nobody could have babies. The predictive programming. That's exactly what that was. What are they saying over there in the chat before I get too wound up, babe?
Dan says, feels like I lost him. I heard the tax refunds are going up, so time to make more.
Yeah. It's just taxes are a crime. We need to start banding together and stopping that. We need a party of the people. Is Elon Musk's party going to be it? I don't know. Do I trust Elon Musk? Not really. Do I think that he is just throwing a tantrum and he's going to put a new party together? Yeah, that's exactly what I think. But do I think that it can put pressure on the one party system that calls themselves the two-party system? Yes, I do. Can we leverage that? Maybe.
I have a big announcement to make. My Clear Skies Act has been filed. This is my legislation to ban weather modification and geoengineering of all kinds. Finally, we can really take the fight in Washington to protect our skies, protect our water, protect our atmospheres, and most of all, protect our families. Thanks for your support, everyone. Look for my legislation, the Clear Skies Act.
You'll notice that it's the Clear Skies Act, and I think that she stole that from us. The Clear Skies movement, the Clear Skies Act. She's branding, right? We're reaching hundreds of thousands of people a week, if not a million or more. Our message is getting out there. LaShawn's just building the hell out of our Instagram, but now we have countries and states. We got people all over the place where, strategic partnerships. I don't know. Things are going real, real well.
What do you think of her bill?
I have not seen it. And so I was talking to Steve Jarvis today. And for those of you who don't know, I'll pull him up. SteveJarvis. Let's see.
Babushka says, yay, MTG, we need to work very hard to get her bill into hearing. Only 4 to 7% of congressional bills get to the president for signing.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. I got, so we've got Steve Jarvis. I'm talking to him today. And we were talking about he's got some exciting things going on. We'll be able to tell you a little bit more after they're all launched. But Marjorie Taylor Greene, he's reached out to her. I've reached out to her. A number of people that I know have, and we don't get any calls back. They'll steal our name for the bill, which I'm fine. I mean, at least she's paying attention. But we would like the people. Not the legislators. We'd like the people, the people, to be involved in writing these bills so we can make sure that we don't have loopholes so big that their jets can fly through them. That's the problem right there. I mean, what do you think, babe? Do you think that the people should be
definitely
part of the process that we pay for?
Exactly.
So handily.
Dan says Marge is one of the highest paid in Congress. Not a fan.
Yeah. I worry that, are we getting to a point now that too little is too late? Did she know about Lee Zeldin coming out and trying to whitewash this whole thing? And so then she puts up a bill that doesn't necessarily do anything. I hope it does. I hope it has, teeth, but she's going to model it after SB 56.
Which has some big holes in it.
It has some big holes in it, right? And the fact that they're not enforcing it, that the state is not enforcing it, they're saying, all right, you people, give us a call. Call me, and maybe we'll do something about it. What we need is we need a sledgehammer of a bill. It has to say, bang, you've got 25 years if you poison the population. We should be able to arrest pilots. We should have the National Guard being able to force planes down, pull those pilots out, perp walk them, and then take that plane, civil forfeiture. And I don't care if it's a military plane or anything. We take it, we sell it, we own it, because you don't get to do that anymore. It's just, it has to be $1 million fines per event. And then we have to slash the funding. We can't fund NOAA. We can't fund NASA. We can't fund DARPA. Their programs to destroy America. We simply cannot do it anymore. We don't have a lot of time left to fight this. If we're paying for it, It doesn't make any sense. Does it make sense to you, Boo?
No.
No.
DPFS 98 says MTG is so busy right now that it's not the only bill she's working on. I get that, but don't you think that she should really bring people on to write a bill that
you can go about 30 days or more without food before your body just gives up. You can go a week without water. You can't last 10 minutes without oxygen. Most people can't last 2 or 3 minutes without oxygen. So my point is this: Marjorie Taylor Greene, yeah, I'm sure she's working on a bunch of bills, but don't you think that oxygen, that our atmosphere,
we can't choose to breathe it.
We can't. Not at all. So here we go. And I mean, as we just covered, we've got molds going up. We've got 2.5 mycotoxin toxins that pass the blood-brain barrier, that get in your lungs and cause chronic issues that will stay with you forever. And it'll kill people who have comorbidities. So, and we have a lot of comorbidities now, because we have millions, hundreds of millions, 100, 200 million that took the shot in the U.S. alone. I mean, how many took the follow-up jabs? I mean, we've got entire new generations, people giving it to their kids and then wondering why their kids aren't surviving. That's the truth. I mean, I'm not making light of it or anything. I'm just saying there is a bigger fish to fry than renaming some roadside toilet down in Florida or Georgia. And I guess she's from Georgia. So why don't you get your head out of your and work on getting this bill written to the point that it is a vicious, violent, one hell of a tempest of a bill. That's what we need to do. So
Nicole said every family member I had that had the vaccine are no longer with us, except for my mother-in-law, which she has turbo cancer, and my daughter, she's 22, and her personality has changed and a lot of hormone problems.
Listen, I've got my 2 aunts both died from the jab.
Yeah, very quickly.
I've got family members that now are suffering life-altering illnesses because they got the jab. I have heard of almost daily I hear one of my friends or somebody in their family who got the jab now has a palsy or a rare cancer. I mean, it killed my mother-in-law, and I loved her dearly. A rare, very aggressive cancer. Bang, 6 months.
A lot of heart issues.
A lot of heart issues. Myocarditis, pericarditis.
My son, I have 2 sons. One didn't get it, and the other one did. He got 2. And he's very fit, very, works out every day. And he was having heart issues. Soon after he had the second one, his heart would hurt. And I was like, dude, why did you get them? He's 24. I can't tell him what to do. But he went and did the chelation therapy, and the heart problems went away.
Yeah,
thank God.
Yeah, there are ways to heal yourself. The human body has phenomenal healing capabilities. The gaslighting starts with language. They call it cloud seeding to make it sound harmless. We call it what it is: weaponized weather. Marjorie Taylor Greene has tweeted that on July 11th, 2025, that they're trying to block the sun to fix climate change. That's not a fringe opinion. It is a wake-up call. We all know that they're blocking the sun so it robs us of the much-needed nutrients, and it poisons our sky, it poisons our water, it poisons our crops, our soil. Cloud seeding is deliberate atmospheric manipulation. That's it. Sodium iodide, barium, dry ice is fired into the clouds. Sometimes, because some of those are more expensive than others, they'll drop in some aluminum. It forces the rain or the snow, and we've seen what that does, right? You can and listen, we hear it daily now. Augustus Dorico is parading around like a show pony, saying, "Oh, it's 1%." Right? I remember when they were claiming he can have 20% more rain. Right? The GAO. Oh, it's going to be between 0 and 20%. It can be a boon for us. The problem is that what it does is it drops all of that water in one place after it's been seeded. It doesn't allow the cloud to act naturally. Therein lies the problem. It's funded by states like Wyoming and Texas and here in Idaho, reported by NOAA under the Weather Modification Reporting Act of 1972. Code, 15 U.S. Code 330. And this defines cloud seeding, or, well, let's see. Let's see what it says about weather modification. The term person means any individual, corporations, company, associated firm, partnership, society, joint stock company, any state or local government or agency thereof, or any other organization, whether commercial or nonprofit, who is performing weather modification activities except where acting solely as an employee, agent, or independent contractor of the federal government. Section 3 right here. The term weather modification means any activity performed with the intention of producing artificial changes in the composition, behavior, or dynamics of the atmosphere. Don't let them bullshit you. Cloud seeding is geoengineering. It is weather modification. You're modifying the weather. That's it. We've got it right here in black and white. 15 U.S. Code 330. That is the law of the land. So we can't say, oh, look at that. It's just cloud seeding. Cloud seeding is dangerous. It's toxic. It's killing people right now. People are drowning. It's dragging away people's legacies. I don't know what the Trump administration thinks they're doing by coming out and lying to us after the big lie about Diddy and then the big lie about Epstein, and now we're being lied to again. It doesn't make.
It's buffering.
Oh, have we been shut down? Let's take a look and see. It looks like we lost the signal.
Yeah, it's doing the countdown again.
The weather's perfect. There should be no interruptions, babe. What do you think?
I'm getting some buffering. Yeah, it's gone. Now, how do you come back on?
Well, it looks like we're
done for the night.
Still streaming.
No, mine's doing a countdown.
It says we're still streaming, so
all right.
I'm just going to finish up here. But yeah, it looks like we are. All right. It looks like we are back. For some reason, we completely lost internet. I don't know if it is us or if it is somebody else. We were talking about the government, so that doesn't surprise me.
There's nobody watching this right now.
There's nobody.
You lost everybody.
Oh, okay.
So we might as well say goodnight.
All right. Well, it looks like it's time to wrap it up. We got cut off by the man. For all of us, I'm Sergey Brown.
And I'm Dawn.
And we will see you tomorrow night.